Sorry guys, I accidentally hit the other button, so I guess we'll call this making meatballs. So like I said in my last video, I have about 2 to 3 cups of vegetable oil in the pan. It's heating up. I have it on a high heat to get the oil warm. Once it starts bubbling, it will be ready to put the meatballs in. I have 2 packages of Italian style meatballs, which I will add into my sauce, which is bubbling a little bit, so I'm going to lower the heat a little more, just so it's just a barely flame. I also have a strainer over here, which I've lined with paper towels, so why is my pot steaming like that? What the hell? So, why is my fucking pot steaming like that? Okay, so as I cook the meatballs, I can put them in here. Okay, so I can smell that the oil is starting to cook. No. I might have to use a metal slotted spoon, guys, because I thought I had another slotted spoon here. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I closed my drawer and it fell. So the metal slotted spoon's gonna get a little hot because I don't have a fireproof or melt proof, and that oil is just gonna melt my spatula. Oh, they smell so good, guys. So I'm gonna put my meatballs in. And I can fit a whole package of these in there. And as you add more meatballs, guys, the oil goes up, so don't worry about thinking you have too little oil in the pan. As you can see, they're good. So I'm going to turn the heat up a little higher here and get these meatballs going. And how you know your meatballs are cooked all the way through. Well, first of all, when I make homemade meatballs, I don't make them too big. I do make them about that size. So they're not too big, not too small, because you don't want to burn them and you don't want to overcook them because then they taste gross. So how do I know to turn them? And I'll show you once they get like this. It usually takes about 6 minutes to cook one side, and then I flip them. See how the tops of them are still red? The tops of them will turn a light brown almost. And again, that takes about 5 minutes. And I set my timer for 6 minutes because you just got to keep an eye on them. When the timer goes off, I flip them over and do 8 minutes. So I know that they're thoroughly cooked all the way through because I don't want to feed anybody raw meat. Though, even though they'll sit in the sauce, and if they're still a little raw inside, which they should not be because the oil's hot enough, they'll finish cooking all the way through. Also, guys, you want to continually keep stirring your sauce while you're standing here doing the meatballs. I might even have to empty a little of the sauce out because I had to make a list for Target because I need to go to the store tonight. I know my husband's not going to like that, but I got to get a couple things, and especially because it's supposed to snow here in New Jersey tomorrow. It's 62 degrees right now in New Jersey, and we are supposed to get approximately between 8 and 10 inches in my area where I live. So that should be interesting, and I need to get to the store to pick up a few items. So even if we are stuck in the house tomorrow, which I have recess duty tomorrow, so I guess that's going to be played by ear because who knows if the schools will be delayed or if there'll even be school. So I guess we will see by this evening whether, how that's going to work itself out. Okay, guys, as you can see what I mean? I don't know if you can really see that or not. I'm going to get my phone too close. But around the outside edges, they're starting to brown around the middle, so you can see they're starting to cook all the way through. I have 2 minutes and 41 seconds left for my meatballs. If anybody's interested, I am using Wesson vegetable oil, which I always buy a huge container of, and it's normally on sale. And I usually just buy what's on sale, to be honest. As long as it's vegetable oil, that's fine. But because I use vegetable oil with a lot of my cooking It's always good to have a huge container of it. And, you know, I cook and I bake, so it's always essential to have oil, butter, eggs, milk in my house. Besides the fact that the kids always love eggs, and eggs go in everything I cook usually. So, okay, I had my meal replacement today, which I'm trying to get rid of this vanilla chai because it's not my favorite. It does taste good with blueberries, strawberries, banana. That's what I put in it to make it a little more filling. So it brings it probably about up to 150 calories instead of 90. Because it's not particularly the greatest taste. I do prefer the chocolate, though a lot of people have said they prefer the vanilla chai, which not my cup of tea. But hey, whatever. Now again, I don't know if you guys can really see this, but if you can see that the meatballs are starting to brown through the whole entire meatball. And that's how you can really tell they're starting to cook all the way through. I have about 45 seconds left before I turn them. I'm going to take a regular metal spoon and I'm going to turn them and then cook them for another, probably only like 5 minutes, maybe 4.5, because they're pretty much cooked all the way through at this point. Now guys, here's the trick. See how it's boiling like that and bubbling? Once your vegetable oil gets like that, you could turn the heat down just a little, because it will stay to a boil, and you don't want to overcook them. So, and you want to also flip them till you see that brown on the other side of them. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, my camera got all foggy. I hope you guys can see that. So I'm going to put them on my timer for another 5 minutes, and see you guys in 5 minutes. Guys, what I also recommend is you're going to get this gross kind of filmy stuff from the meatball sometimes that will be floating around in your oil. Just take your spoon and get that out, because it's really gross. You don't want it getting on your meatballs and, you know, anything else. And they're almost done, guys. Okay, so I have 9 seconds left, and I'm now going to take my slotted spoon, because you need a slotted spoon to drain the oil from your meatballs, and take them out. So this is what they look like. And I'm going to put them in my strainer next to me and let the oil, you know, soak off them a little bit. Now guys, when I put my second thing of meatballs in here, I really need to be careful, because at this point the oil is very hot, and I do highly, highly recommend that you take the slotted spoon and carefully place your meatballs in, because, I mean, it's very hot. If it's your first time doing it, or you don't really know what you're doing, you know, me, I kind of drop and move, but you know, I've been doing this an awful long time, so. My daughter's very excited. And there's our meatballs! Yay! So, I'm gonna have to put you guys down to put these meatballs in, because this, again, the oil is extremely hot. And guys, if you're gonna put these in, please stand back from because you do not want to get hit with hot oil that will burn you really bad, and it is not fun. So once you get the meatballs in there, you could just move them around. At this point, the oil is very hot, so it should take, you know, the same amount of time, only because you want to cook them thoroughly. But you could probably even do really less time, because at this point the oil is so hot it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I am going to dab my other meatballs off and put them in my sauce, which is going to raise the level of this sauce, so I might actually need to take a cup out. So I'm going to take my glass measuring cup and scoop almost the whole 2 cups out, because Again, the sauce is going to rise when I put the meatballs in, and oh, God, I got so excited. So yeah, you know, story of my life, and this probably will clog your dream because you got the fucking diced tomatoes in there, but you can always pick those out. So yeah, let's put these meatballs in. And this will give a delicious meat flavor to your sauce. Put them right on top. And yes, guys, they're still very hot, so I kind of move quickly. And then stir them into your sauce so they're nice and covered. So yummy. Hey guys, see you in 10 minutes. Also guys, when jarring your sauce, I highly recommend that, again, because this is not meant for jarring. This is really meant for the cool liquids, and it's just the jar that I happen to have at home. So I will not put any jarred sauce away until my sauce has thoroughly cooled down. However, if you are making sauce from scratch, gravy from scratch, and you have mason jarring containers, you can put it in there hot. You can, because the glass is thick enough and it's specifically made for jarring things, and it's just a better quality. So again, I will not, and if you only are using jars from home, please, please, please do not put your sauce in there so hot. The possibility of the container melting or breaking is so great. I just don't want anybody to get hurt. Okay? Yes, Mama. Now, guys, it's about, I'm going to say half an hour into what I've been doing. I am taking the heat off my sauce. There is a lid on my sauce, as you can see, because I don't want it to burn to the bottom. So in about an hour before my husband and my son get home, I'll put the heat back on it and reheat it back up. Also, I want to jar some of it. That way, you know, it's cooled down a little bit. And again, if you're making a bigger vat of this, you know, you're really sitting there by it and continually stirring it because you want the tomatoes to melt down. I'm also going to show you guys how I cut the garlic and how much I use to put into it to give it a little more flavor. I do not add salt. I do not add sugar to my gravy. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. So I know some people do, but I don't need to add any kind of anything. My sauce tastes fine. I add salt to the pasta, so just a little bit, and that's salted up enough. And yeah, so oh my god. So yeah, see you guys shortly. Okay, so the second batch of meatballs is done. Now please guys, do not pour your oil down the sink. Get an old coffee container of some sort and use it. I do recommend you clean out the bottom of your oil, because this is what came off the bottom. It'll make the pan a lot easier to clean. And it's extremely sticky because it's that stuck together with oil. Okay, so to wrap up this video, I am going to open up this garlic. I do use a smaller, thin knife. It is very sharp in comparison to something like this, if you can see the difference. It helps cut it into smaller, thinner slices, etc., etc. And I don't ever throw out my garlic because it doesn't go bad. I mean, it goes bad, but it takes an awful lot. So I'm going to peel all the yuck off of that. All the skin. So it's just this. Oh my god, guys. And garlic, I can't explain the health benefits that come with garlic. I love putting, and fresh garlic. Not garlic powder, not garlic, you know, something imitation. Fresh garlic. And I actually, I really like to get a container of fresh garlic. And I like to put that in almost everything because the health benefits are so ridiculous. Like, it is so ridiculous the amount of health benefits you get from eating fresh garlic. So I'm going to use 3 cloves of fresh garlic. I may need more, so let's see. We'll see. These are kind of small cloves, but I'm going to take the tops off of them. I hope you guys can see this because they have little green tops on them. Let's take those off. And I am going to cut them very thin. Now let me show you how thin that is. See? And then I am going to place them. I'm going to take a little off my sauce. And I'm just going to place them on the top as I cut them off. And this literally will just melt into your sauce as long as you cut them thin enough. You want to evenly place them all around the top. So I'll show you in a minute. I may end up needing more. Definitely never less. Guys, watch your fingers, please. I don't need anybody cutting their fingers off in the process, or the tips of their fingers, or slicing your fingers, because it does really freaking burn. Oh, it smells so good, guys. I wish you could smell it. Okay, guys, now my one hand stinks like garlic, but it should look like this on the top of your pan. Okay, nice little layer along the top of your pan. And then just stir it in. Mix it all together so it gets all around there and you get nice flavor. And this sauce is still hot, so that garlic should just melt right in. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching my video. If you like this or have any requests of things you'd like to see me cook or bake, please put it in the comments below. Like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you're all having a blessed day. Thanks so much. Bye!